Hey everybody, I'm Josh and welcome to my 100th episode. Thank you. On the show today, it's going to be a jam-packed show, so let's get it started by answering the question, what is Josh drinking? And I would like to say that for the 100th time I'm drinking Mountain Dew, but I've thrown you off with Gatorades and liquor on, I think, a birthday episode. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to say like the 90th time I'm drinking good old Mountain Dew. Refreshing. PepsiCo, call me. Email me. Grape Gatorade, Cool Blue Gatorade, Mountain Dew, even coupons. And trust me, you'll want to call me after my Christmas show. And speaking of my Christmas show, that's right, I have another $1 to put in. So there it is. I have a new subscriber. Thank you guys so much. Here's what I'm talking about if you guys don't know. All this season and all season long, and keep in mind next week's the last week of the season, so better do it now. I am donating one for each new subscriber I get. I am donating $1 up to $60 to Toys for Tots, which would put me at 99 subscribers. If I get 61 or more subscribers, that would put me at my goal of 100 subscribers. So therefore, I will donate $100 to Toys for Tots. So please, literally, if not for me, click that subscribe button, and let's help the less fortunate have a great Christmas this year. I was going to tell you guys, well, I've been teasing you guys that I was going to show you, have a surprise for you, and do something I've never done before. And I have it done. It's ready to view. However, producer man brought up a good point that I hadn't thought of. There's an app, it's kind of like a karaoke app, that's called SMULE, S-M-U-L-E. And it's, like I said, just basically karaoke. You can do a solo, or there's people who have done like the female or the male parts of a duet, or you can sing with the actual artist who will do a duet with you, all pre-recorded. And my sister and I growing up would always do the duet together of Aladdin's A Whole New World. And so that's what I was going to sing for you. I found an artist, or a person, a singer on SMULE that was singing it, loved her, did a thing with it, and then producer man was like, well, maybe we should get her consent because we're using it for a private use and not her own posting. So, which is a good thing, good point, and I don't want to do anything wrong, so I need to reach out to her and make sure that it's okay that I use it. So that's what we're waiting on, and I apologize that I don't have it like I said I was going to, but it's not something I thought of. I will take full responsibility for it. Speaking of that surprise, it is my 100th show. And I will tell you that my thing was that I wanted to hit that button every time I said my 100th show. But even to me in rehearsals, I got really annoying. So I was like, nope, we're done. Scratch that. Scrap it, scrape it, throw it out. But yeah, it's my 100th episode, and obviously, as I told you guys, producer man went over budget for my birthday show, so this is all the decorations we get. And I dressed up for the occasion. Got my tie out. It's kind of like a beaded St. Patrick's Day party tie. I think it's green. I don't know what color I want. It's gray to me, so I hope you can see it. It's really kind of annoying because it gets stuck right there, and so I have to keep moving it, and then I move and it goes back down there. So I might be playing with it all night or all day, I don't know. We'll see. And as you guys could tell, I did not have to partake in No Shave November. But anyway, it was fun to stress myself out over it. That's really all I have to talk about in the host chat today because the show is so big. So we're going to go ahead and keep it going. Keep the show going. And I just want to say that everything in today's show are things that I love to do on the show, and the sketch we're going to do today is nothing less than that. And I have no one else to thank for this but Producer Man, because it's time to answer the question, is that too far? And for those of you who have never seen the sketch, here is how it works. I have a list of 20 jokes that I continuously update. And I have a dark sense of humor. I never know what really becomes offensive and what doesn't. And so I have a member of the FCC sitting right over there. And if after every joke, I'm going to ask, is that too far? If you hear this noise, if I can find the button, that means the joke has gone too far. We have to end the sketch immediately. It could be after the first joke, third joke, 9th joke, 19th joke. But after the 20th, I don't care because that's all I got. And it would make for a really long sketch. So, without further ado, let's get it going. It has been reported that the lesbian reboot of the Xeno Warrior Princess has been canceled. So if you want to watch a show that's for lesbians, you'll have to stick to Monday Night Football. Is that too far? Nope, got the thumbs up on that one. San Francisco has recently been named the most popular destination for gay people, while the most popular destination for closeted gay people is the Vatican. Is that too far? Nope, we're good. Today was National Scotch Day. I'll have 2 fingers, said lesbians. Oh, no! That joke went just a little too far, so we have to end the sketch immediately. But fear not! There's more jokes to come in this week's edition of Another Cheesy Monologue. That's right, everybody. In honor of this, my 100th episode, I thought it would be fun to take a look back at some of my favorite jokes that I've used throughout the seasons. So while outdated, they will be about any topic. Hold on tight. Here we go again. We're going to start off my monologue with what I have been calling, it should have been my joke of the week. Joke of the week. A Virginia woman on Tuesday graduated high school at the age of 111. She's the first person to graduate that has her whole life behind her. Washington Wizards center Jason Collins has become the first American athlete in a major sports team to come out as gay. Do you know what a breakthrough this is? It's the first national American athlete, I don't know why it's national, American athlete to not have an illegitimate child. It's huge. It's huge. 3 bisexual men are suing a gay softball league. Apparently, the league told them they couldn't play in their league because they were quote-unquote not gay enough. Okay. If you're a man suing over not being able to play softball, you're pretty gay. In Florida, a couple has been accused of making meth in a public library. Isn't that crazy? Florida's got a library? The new Florida weapons bill would allow librarians to arm themselves. In a related story, talking in libraries has gone down 99%. People are much more keeping it down. Police in Brazil are looking for hackers responsible for broadcasting 15 minutes worth of hardcore porn on monitors in a bus station. The people in the Brazilian bus station were disgusted by what they saw on the television until the porn came on. And because it's my 100th episode and a milestone, it's time for another It Should Have Been My Joke of the Week. Joke of the Week. And because I forgot I already had one when I put this on. A police officer in San Francisco was busted for running a brothel. They became suspicious when he would only handcuff people who paid extra. German police are hunting for a pair of robbers who hypnotized a woman before stealing her jewelry. Police knew the woman was still under hypnosis. When they asked her to describe him, she said, "Bark, bark, 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 bark." And I can't believe I just did that. And finally, in Virginia, someone broke into a man's apartment, cleaned it, and took nothing. Police are describing the intruder as his mother. I have said this once, and I'll say it again. I'll say it till the day I die. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have this show. And I can't believe how many people actually send things in an email when here I'm just doing this for fun. So in honor to in a way to honor and recognize you guys, it's time for another edition of What's Wrong Here? Viewer Submission Edition. These are all pictures you guys have sent me or I have found personally, and they're pretty good. Like this first one. Why in the world would you need to put on a sign before going into your public bathroom not to bring in your nuclear weapons? I mean, do you guys ever leave the house without your nuclear weapons? I leave mine at home. I don't know about you guys, but I don't have nuclear weapons. FBI, don't come to my door. Anyway. And this will be the last episode because I'll be in prison. And the FBI will have raided my home because of my nuclear weapons. I don't have any. Here's the next one. This one can kind of get confusing, and I would understand how people could win a lawsuit against this public or this private parking lot when it says illegally parked cars will be fined. At least it didn't say found. Here's the next one. I have to say, when you're making your own sign, which is fine, you're saving money, good for you. Make sure you proofread it before you hang it up. Because it's the difference between helping your Uncle Jack off a horse and helping your uncle jack off a horse. It's simple as that. Or like this sign. Haircuts and shaving your nuts, not to come in. I don't know if I want to get my nuts shaved. But thanks. And if you're talking about food, the food nuts, why are they hairy? Probably not good to eat. Here's the next one, and I have to say, people, you have to, if you work in any government job where you're doing roads or fixing roads or whatever, make sure you know how, if your employees know how to spell. Bum up. Bum up. Careful, there's a bum up. Hope it doesn't stand for bowel movement up. That'd be weird. And it's just as weird as me having said that. Here's the next one. Absolutely no cutting down of trees, bushes, of any kind of vegetation. What? Is that even a grammatically put together sentence? I mean, I know it's a law, it's a rule, and they're not looking like for sentences, but did that make any sense whatsoever? Here's the next one. Again, if you're making your own signs or have one of those arrow signs that light up, great. Just make sure you know the difference with your Uncle Jack. Because this one doesn't sound right, and I'd hate to be the person doing it if it is correct, to wash and vacuum senior citizens. Yeah. Here's the next one. Now, I feel bad for the person, not who made the sign, but the person who made the apple butter that they're promoting. Because unless they're promoting another side business, you just totally insulted your wife, mother, sister, whoever made it. because you're saying it was homemade. Maybe it's true. I don't know. Nor do I really want to. Here's the next one. Placement of signs, people. Placement of the signs. Public toilets. Have you paid and displayed? What? Here's the next one. Again, especially in a school zone. You send your child to a school to learn how to write, how to form sentences. Not, well, clearly, obviously, we know why this school failed the students. School-free drug zone. And finally, I don't know if they're talking about the animals, if they're insulting bigger people, or if it's just a punctuation error. Cows, please close gate. Got to make yourself clear. Now, one of the things I love to do, and I stole this segment from the Ellen DeGeneres show, and I miss your show, Ellen, is looking at what's going on around in your neighborhood of the stupid people who contact police for stupid reasons. That's right. It's time for another hilarious edition of Here Come the Popo. Now, I took a look back at some of my favorite ones that I've used on the show throughout the last 9,900 episodes. 9,900? 99 episodes. So, it's been a long day. And it's snowing. It's snowing. I went to take my dog out, open the door to the room with the sliding glass door in it, because I keep it locked. I keep it shut. She loves laying in there, but I keep it shut because of the sliding glass window. It's freezing cold in that room, and it keeps the heat down when I can not let that air in. And she's mad at me right now because I won't let her in there. But I opened the door because I had to take her out, and I saw snow, and it just brought down my day. And it's sticking to the ground. It's snowing. Anyway, so let's bring... Did I mention it's snowing? Sorry for that little rant. Back to reality here. So I thought it'd be fun to take a look back at some of my favorite police blotters. Here we go. Police were called to Market Square for a report of a suspicious coin. Investigating officers reported it was a quarter. Hey, the only defense I can think of where that might be true would be if it were when they first started making the state coins and someone had never seen one before. I can get that then. Just saying. Here's the next one. Sunday, July 19th. Report of a male riding a bike through the neighborhood yelling racial slurs. 8:47 a.m. Officer stops man who says he was just trying to find his dog, Snickers. And then take him home to his other dog, Milky Way. Here's the next one. It was a bad joke. It was funnier in my head. Here's the next one. 1500 block of Auburn Way North. 2 students of unspecified gender told police they were assaulted in some way on their way home from an unspecified school by an unspecified number of assailants, perhaps sustaining unspecified injury or none at all. Police didn't say. Why write the damn report? What did we glean from that? Is that right? Is that the right word? Glean. What did we get from that? I'm trying to use bigger words, make myself sound smarter. Until I realize I'm using the word wrong and I feel even stupider. Here's the next one. The Learning Center across from Hanson Street reports a man across the way stands at his window for hours watching the center, making parents nervous. Police ID'd the subject as a cardboard cutout of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Not smart people. Here's the next one. 8:29 p.m. Police received a call from a Dubois woman who said she smelled something funny in her room last night. She believed it may have been her husband. Thanks for letting us know. Why would the police even need to know that? Here's the next one. A woman along the 11,500 block of 37th Avenue reported dispute with her neighbor/boyfriend who is refusing to bring her a casserole. That's right. If you have time to call 911 or even the police, non-emergency number, because your boyfriend/neighbor won't bring you a casserole, make yourself a damn casserole. Clearly you got the free time. Here's the next one. Caller on Willow Avenue reported a suspicious baggie at the bottom of the telephone pole. Officer reports the suspicious baggie contained a cookie. So he ate it and then realized there was weed in it. So she had a good right to call. That's the joke. Which I realized was not as funny as I said it. Here we go. Unnamed location, 5:34 p.m. Wednesday. A female talking on the phone with police about her boyfriend and how he had hit her with a banana and taken her car, changed her mind mid-sentence when he returned with her vehicle to get more bananas to throw at her. I threw the banana at her. I had to go get more, so I took her car. Here's the next one. There was a report of a smoke in the house on South Elbow Bend Road, but no fire. It was found that the eyeglasses worn by the reporter were hazy. You do know that they make little wet napkins, because I said that the other night at work, and my coworkers are like, "What's a wet nap?" And I refuse to say the word moist, because it's just like the word ointment gets under my craw. Anyway, that's another big word I wanted to try and sneak into the show today. And finally, burglar on Oak Hill Community couple discovered a thief in their home Saturday after a man told a joke and heard laughter upstairs. Amateur. Now, the final thing I'm going to show you guys today is one thing that I started doing on the show, and it's become one of my favorite segments to do. And that is where I get to punish you all with my golden rule. If I have to see it, you have to see it. That's right. It's time for more peopleofwalmart.com in this week's edition of The Things You Can't Unsee. Here we go. Now, this first one, keep in mind, I live in central Illinois, and it's farm country, and I tried to live in big cities. I just can't do it. I moved to Dallas for a year, and it was too busy. It stressed me out. Anyway, I could see this happening in a Walmart around my house, around my area. Mainly, and I say that because there's a side story here. So this was a long time ago. I was living at 2 duplexes over with my sister. First time I moved out. So that's how, I was early 20s. I think I turned 21 that year. Just for how long ago it was. 19 years ago. And I heard and I'm like, what? Okay, maybe someone's out riding a horse in town, which sounds weird, but it happens. I live in a rural area. So I get up, and I'm looking out the window, and along comes this riderless horse down the road. Hand to God, true story. Anyway, here we go. So I could totally understand if someone had to tackle a deer in a Walmart. Totally get it. Big city, maybe not. But I could totally understand how it could happen. Now, this next picture, I'm coming out of the gay closet into the straight closet. That's right, everybody. After seeing this picture, I am straight now. And I want to know who you are. Will you marry me? Until I saw this, and then I became gay again. I don't know why. I just thought it would be funny to say that. Apparently it wasn't. Here's the next one. Now, God rest her soul, my mama would never let me do a mohawk to my hair. Would never let me do it. And I'm glad she never did. I always teased her that I was going to do it, but I never really wanted to shave the sides of my head. Never. I mean, I can go like this and see what I look like bald, and I am terrified if I start going bald. Luckily, my dad is not going bald. My uncle, on the other hand. Anyway. So, thank you, Mom, for preventing me from doing this. How is that not heavy? Like, even when you wear, like, a big sombrero or, I don't know, some type of big hat, it's gonna hurt your head. Or this crown I wear, because I'm the king. No. I don't know. Moving along. Here's the picture that turned me straight again. Or gay again. I'm kidding. Because it's just, he's dressed up as Cupid. He's trying to bring in a little love to everybody. And then I saw this next picture. And I was like, nope, I'm gay. Look over the lady's shoulder. That is a naked person in Walmart. He's ready to try on some clothes. Here's the next one. And then I saw this picture. And I was like, nope, gay. Nope, straight again. I love that it's like... what is that outfit? Is she trying... I'm glad I don't do fashion. Let's just say that. And then I saw this. And I was like, nope, I'm gay. Yeah. And then I saw this. And I was like, what is that? And then I realized it's a goat. It's a goat. Believe me, I'm not kidding you. I know, that was bad. Moving on. You're welcome, America. And finally, this confirmed I was gay. So, yeah. Maybe I should make a new segment and call it Gay or Not. And be like, I'm gay. I'm not. was kind of fun. Speaking of fun, it's not going to be fun. It's going to be kind of emotional. Here we go. As promised, I'm going to get into the deeper reason as to why I started doing this show and why this show means so much to me, and why you guys mean so much to me. And so here comes my soapbox. It's time for my take. So I'm not going to get into too much detail, because it involves people and I don't want to give names out, and so I'm not going to go into too much detail. But I will say that back in 2019, late August, I was really overstressed, and for the last, I think I've mentioned on the show before, my first boyfriend committed suicide, my second boyfriend committed suicide. I finally started dating like 5 years ago. He died in a car accident. And so throughout my entire life of bringing people into my life, and they've left, whether it's from death or we just stopped being friends. I'm not saying they all died. I'm not a serial killer, even though I have nuclear weapons. I don't have nuclear weapons. Anyway, so I didn't think, or I did think that everything I did was wrong. That if I saw a group of people that I knew talking and I went up to that group and they stopped talking, that it was about me. And I just started freaking out about what everyone thought of me. Even though back in school I was popular, I didn't know, I don't want to say like I was Mr. Popular, I wasn't. But everyone knew me, everyone liked me, I got along with everybody. And then I went out into the real world. And like I said, I lost my first two boyfriends and started putting up a wall. And I have always said that friendship is about quality of your friendship, not quantity of your friendship. And so I've always tried to have just a small group of friends that really knew me. And throughout that losing of the boyfriends and trying to keep the small group of people, I began to like unintentionally sabotage all my relationships so that they went south, because I didn't want people in my circle. And so I started getting lonely, and I started losing more friends because I was putting up more walls, and I got really down. And one Friday night, it was kind of work related, but I'm not going to get into that. I came home from work one night in 2019, and I just couldn't stop crying. I don't know. I mean, I remember the situation, but I don't know why I couldn't stop crying. And I didn't sleep at all that night. Got up, got dressed, went to work, still crying. They sent me home because I couldn't stop crying. And then Sunday, there was no one else to work for me, so I went to work, spent most of the time outside crying. And at some point, sorry, the wind is blowing so hard it sounds like someone's howling, but I know it's not my dog. Anyway, I was just trying to make sure I was hearing what I was hearing. And so I don't remember really what happened. All I remember was taking a belt off around my neck, which scared the ever-living shit out of me. And so the next day I took myself to the hospital. I spent a week in the mental ward. And when I got out of the hospital, we were the type of family, which nothing wrong with it. I'm the type of person that I don't want to air the drama, but I don't want to shove everything under a rug. That's not me. I want to iron it out. I don't like tension. Let's just resolve the issue. If I have a booger in my nose, tell me I got a booger in my nose. If you don't like the fact that I picked my nose in public and you stop being my friend because of it, Well, you could have told me to stop doing it, and I would have stopped doing it and saved our friendship. Like, that's just the type of person I am. But there are people, and my mom was a big one, she didn't want people to know our business. And so when I got out of the hospital, the thought was, hey, why don't we tell people that, and in this time, and I want to say like maybe 3 or 4 years prior to this, I had started getting those migraines, and that I think I've mentioned on the show, and couldn't figure out why. I was diagnosed with everything from a sty in my eye to a sinus infection to a brain tumor to a stroke, and finally I would go into the hospital maybe once every 2 or 3 months for what they call a migraine cocktail, and it started looking suspicious, to me at least, being a formerly in the medical profession, how weird that looked. And so it was like really stressing me out, thinking something's seriously wrong with me. I'm not sleeping because I'm stressed out about it and because of the migraines. And it just got too overwhelming. And so we were going to tell people that I went in for a migraine cocktail, and they decided to keep me to try and figure out this migraine situation. Because while I was there, they found out the migraine situation. I have trigeminal neuralgia. And which I have been migraine free now for about 6 months. For the first time. Like, I can feel, I still have headaches, but not as bad. Like, I don't get the eye droop or anything like that anymore. But I am getting sinus headaches, and it's the sinus headaches, from what I've read, trigeminal neuralgia, and I don't mean to get off on this tangent, but in order to describe what I'm trying to say, I need to get into it. There's a trigeminal nerve that runs down your face, and because I used to get sinus infections all the time, and because I'm a smoker, my sinus cavities are really constricted, and when they back up, it inflames my trigeminal nerve, and it just takes a lot longer to calm down. It makes the headaches worse, like someone's bashing me in the face with a frying pan. My eye droops, which is why they thought it was a stroke. And I don't slur my speech. My mouth doesn't. It's just my eye. I can't lift it up. And so I know when I'm getting a sinus headache or a sinus infection. Now that I know what it is, I try to prevent the sinus infection from going too far so that it doesn't start irritating that trigeminal nerve. So I've kind of been in remission for like 6 months. Watch, now that I've said I have not had a migraine, I will get a migraine. I won't. But anyway, so with all of that stress, I did what I did. And I don't remember, I was on the floor. I don't remember putting it on, but I remember I was on the floor crying, and the next thing I know, I was taking it off. And so, like I said, I spent a week in the hospital. We were going to tell people it was because of my migraines, which they did figure out while I was there, so it wasn't a lie. But it was, my mom didn't want me to tell anybody what really happened. And I always fought with her about that. I respected it. People knew. I wasn't going to lie to them about it. People knew. People found out. And I told people. But I've always found it important to tell people about it, because if someone can watch my story and say, hey, I have those headaches, and have never heard about it. My doctor had never heard of it before. And it's so new that a lot of doctors don't know about it. And basically you have to be diagnosed, I believe, by a neurologist, because there's testing they have to do. Anyway, or if someone watches this and says, I felt that way, I've lost boyfriends, I've kicked everybody out of my life, maybe that's what I'm doing, sharing my story might help other people. And I am a huge advocate. Every year for my birthday, on Facebook, I do a donation drive for. This year it was for the Trevor Project. I try to pick a different mental health organization every year, but I'm such an advocate for mental health. And before I had gone into the hospital, I was always worried, like I said, about what people would think about me, or what people would think about me, or would people make fun of me because I would post if I had posted these shows, because I did shows kind of like the actual concept of the show with my nephews. Granted, I wouldn't have posted them because they were underage anyway, but my point is, I wouldn't have posted them because I was embarrassed by what people would think about me. And one of the biggest things I learned when I was in the hospital was that I cannot stress out over things I cannot control. And why I say that's the biggest thing is because, like, if I start getting worked up about something, even to this day, I just sit and I'm like, wait a minute. Is there anything I can do to change the situation? If there is, great, let's do it. If there's nothing I can do about the situation, then you know what? Let it just happen. It's gonna happen, whether I sit here and stress out about it or it's not, and it happen. Let me start over. Either I sit here and wait for it to happen, or I sit here and stress out and wait for it to happen. Which one is going to be more beneficial to me? And now that I know how, and in this week that I was at the hospital, all of the classes, we were mandated to take these classes. Not mandated, highly requested. The more you started attending these classes, the quicker you would be able to get out. But, like I said, they were totally, like, every class we went into, and it was one particular day, it was all about, each class, even though they were about a different topic, each class was like, it was almost designed just for me. Because everything hit me. Like, everything was like, that's me. And seeing how to react, and instead of, okay, I give up, I'm done. You know, I'm not going to post that because of what if one person laughs at me? What if I get web shamed or cyberbullied or because it's so stupid? What if I lose friends because it's so stupid? You know, who cares? It's something I love to do. Maybe a friend of mine or someone I haven't talked to in 5 years or 10 years or 20 years sees me do this, says, hey, I love doing those, and it brings us back together. Who knows? You won't know until you take that chance. And when my friend, and I said this in my very, very first show, when the family friend of ours that was killed, pilot Mitchell Jansen, was killed, it really made me think, because he was 22 or 23 years old when he died. And for being that young, he owned a plane, was a pilot, and keep in mind, he's only 21 years old. We'll say 23. We'll say 23 years old. He's 23 years old. He's a pilot. He's got a bachelor's degree. He has a high school diploma. So in 23 years, not only while he was going to school, while he became an IHSA state champion and title holder, while going to pilot school and learning how to fly, he did all of that. And being a pilot was what he wanted to do since he was like in the second or third grade. On career day, he even talked about it. And he died doing something that he loved to do. And, I mean, it was his passion. It was his life. And after it all happened, it really made me think, you know what? My dream job, and I believe I've said this on the show before, is to be, and I know it's never going to happen, I have that in my mind already, that I want to do play-by-play for an NHL team. But how is it going to even, the chance of it even going to happen by sitting here playing my Wii, doing commentary, doing commentation, doing play-by-play. As I play my Nintendo Wii, you know, back in the day when I did that, or my computer game, or whatever. How is that going to affect anything? It's not. So why not start doing something I love? And in doing that, it was doing this show. And here I sit 100 episodes later and I realize it's less than 50 subscribers. I get that. I never expected more than 3, to be honest. Me and the person who was going to be on the show with me and one of our mutual friends. That's all I ever expected. Maybe my family. But there's people I don't even know that have subscribed and email me. And I did get an email when I first kind of started doing this show during the whole COVID thing that I didn't even tell anybody. And I have it saved. I have it copied and pasted and downloaded, and it's on my computer in a folder, so I'll always have it. But it was someone who, and I'm not going to say who it was, but it was someone I didn't know. Maybe it was made up. I don't know. But it made me feel awesome. But it was somebody who was starting to get really depressed during the pandemic, and being sheltered at home and not being able to do things and go out. And I understand a lot of people started feeling that way. And because I was doing the show to get my own mind off of things and just keep my mind busy, it made them smile for at least 30 minutes a day. And it made them think, you know what? There's something I can do. I don't have to just sit here. And so they started doing a kind of food distributed food during the pandemic to people, like kids that were, or the families she knew that had kids that were home and couldn't afford the extra food because they knew they were eating lunch, you know what I mean? So she started doing that, and it really, she thanked me because I was making something of my free time, and it sparked her to want to do something too. And I really appreciated that letter, and like I said, I have it saved, and every now and then I'll go back and read it. But it really meant a lot to me because I have no idea who this lady is, and it doesn't matter because it made her smile. It made her think, hey, what can I do? And I know I come out here and I make fun of myself, but I don't care. And when I first started the show, and I've gone back and watched them, and how hilarious it was that I was so rigid and stuck to my script, and if I went off script once, I started all over. And then I started watching closer looks on YouTube with Seth Meyers and realized, you know what, they mess up and they just keep going with it. So yeah, if I mess up once or twice, great, play it off, let's keep going, you know. But if it's something where I totally screw up a segment, yeah, I'm gonna start over. But I'm not as rigid. I'm not as, okay, I made a sheet of how to grade and would watch each episode I filmed beginning to end and look for mistakes. And if there were over so many mistakes, or I got so many, or I lost so many points, I would make myself redo it. Just because I want it to be that perfect. Well, you know what? Nobody's perfect. Why should I stress out over coughing during filming? Or because my dog's over here snoring. Which she's not, but because she's mad at me. But you get my point. And it all goes back to, you shouldn't stress out over the things you can't control. Because if I did, I wouldn't be here 100 shows later. And how horribly filmed and done my first few episodes, and look now. Like, I feel like this show, even with the name change, because I was kind of embarrassed of shit talking, to be honest with you. I never wanted to promote it. Excuse me. And now that I've changed the name and I'm proud of it, and it's not I'm waiting for Alyssa to see if she's joining it. No, I just moved on. I'm doing my own thing, and I can do what I want. Not that I wouldn't have with Alyssa. I love her to death and wish she would still be a part of the show, but it's her choice. She can come back anytime she wants. The offer's always there, honey. And I miss you, and I'll talk to you later. But anyway, here I am, 100 shows in, and I'm hoping for at least another 100 more. We do see an end date in sight, but it's not going to be for a year or so. So sit back, watch me make fun of myself, and thank you for so much fun and allowing me to have fun doing what I love to do. Yeah, in my mind, I have a live studio audience. It's full, and really it's me in my 30 by 30 apartment. And producer man. But I have fun doing it, and that's all that matters. And whether people make fun of me because I do it, and because that's how I feel, I don't care. It's my show, and I'll do what I want to make myself have fun. And I have to say that if it wasn't for this show, I don't know if I would have... I don't know where I would be since my mom died. Because I know all of your guys' support and all of the... When my mom passed away, I received around 100 emails. And I have 47 subscribers. And some people I know are subscribers and have subscribed since that I didn't know around that time. And so it's not that. But those are just people that watched the episode or read it in my description of the video. But if it wasn't for that, and if it wasn't for your guys' support, I don't know what I would be doing. Especially after, and I still feel bad about it, but after my birthday episode last year, I kind of disappeared, and it was just because that's when my mom was diagnosed, and which I didn't want to talk about at the time, and it was 1 year after I had lost another friend, and a lot of stuff just hit me, and I just needed the time to think and get out of my own head, and which is a lot of my problem, and started rethinking what if people are embarrassed by my show? Maybe that's why my mom doesn't watch it. But you know what? Let them watch it. I don't care. I'm doing this because I love to do this. Whether I'm the only one that watches this show every week, or I have people that religiously watch the show, which I know there are at least a couple of you because you tell me. And you can stop. I'm kidding. Thank you. No, stop talking to me about it. I know I was there. I filmed it. Did you know in your episode you did the... Yeah, I know. I did it. I was there. Anyway, and here we are. 100 episodes. 100 episodes in, and I'm still loving doing what I'm doing. And to come out here and not just take my mind off of things for, 52 minutes, but to take your minds off of things for 52 minutes. And it just makes me smile to know that I'm making you smile. Whether you're actually smiling or throwing something at your computer or even your spouse, child. I don't know. But I'm going to kind of end this here. But I want to thank you all because it really means that I am actually have people that watch the show. It really means a lot. So, thank you. But I have to say that will do it. Literally, the only thing I had in my script for this episode, or for this segment, was share my story. Because I didn't know. Obviously, what I said wasn't scripted, but it wasn't. It wasn't. I wanted to come from here and not from there. Anyway, so thank you. This has been an awesome 100th show, and I'm sorry, everybody. Please hold on. I don't hear the fire alarm, but I do smell smoke, which can mean one thing. It means it's time for a milestone edition of You Burnt. That's right, everybody. I teased it was going to happen in a couple milestone episodes this year, so here we go for the last time for probably a while. Here we go. We have a lot of topics to sizzle through and not a lot of time. Here we go. First up, workout selfies. If you need photos to prove that you're going to the gym, you aren't working out hard enough. Look, I'm glad you're finally doing something about your belly, but why do we have to follow you through the journey? I only need 2 pictures, the before and the after. No one wants to see how the sausage is made, and speaking of sausage, I can see yours through your spandex. Workout selfies, you burnt. Sleepaway camps. Let's call you what you really are. A way for parents to have sex again in their family room. Is your child going through an awkward stage? Why talk to him about zits, bedwetting, and erections when you can send them to live in a cabin packed with more hormones than a group of 10 congressmen? Why? Who better to be in charge of a group of 13-year-olds than a 15-year-old? Sleepaway camps, just like my marshmallows, you burnt. The Scootoid! Here's some incredible new news. Scientists have discovered an amazing 3-dimensional shape they are calling the Scootoid. It's like 2 skyscrapers going at it. Move over, circles and squares. It's Scootoid time, motherfucker! That's why the Scootoid, you are this season's unburnable. Congratulations. And tell the dodecahedron I said, what up? I love the dodecahedron. Look it up. It's fun. It's like I think it's a 20-sided dice. That's a dodecahedron. Anyway, moving on. Apple AirPods. If I wanted to spend $150 on something I'm promised to lose, I'll buy 150 chapsticks. Also, not if, but when I lose you, people just let them be lost. Stop trying to help me find out where they are. Or where was the last place you remember having them? At the store when I bought them? If I remembered that, they wouldn't be lost, you dipshit. You get more lost than a girl named Kayla at a nightclub. Apple AirPods. Just like my money I burnt. Just like my money I spent on you. You burnt. I made that up. Dads and TV commercials. Why did she marry you? You can't do anything. You can't get spots out of a carpet. You can't get an erection. And if you and you and the boys like watching sports so much, why are you all wearing generic gear? Nothing like grabbing a big brand of chips and cheering on your favorite team, the green team. Then again, I'm colorblind, so it could be any color, really. Dads and TV commercials. Yeah, burnt. Fred from Scooby-Doo. You dumbass, handsome bastard. Glad to see you show up after Velma already solved the damn case and mansplain everything everybody already knows. Also, can we talk about the damn neckerchief? You are not an Italian chef. You are just a meatball. You should tie it tighter until you can't breathe and you die, bitch. What? You're right. I'm sorry. I need to calm down. I'm sorry. Fred from Scooby-Doo. Yeah, burn. Peloton. Quit trying to make exercising fun. It's not. It's bad. And if you like it, you're bad. If I wanted somebody to yell at me while I was working out, I would just ride a city bike in LA. Also, Peloton, nice work with the Christmas ad. You had people talking about Peloton the way everybody was talking about Jared from Subway. Peloton, just like my quads. You burnt. Long movies. Can we move it along here? I had to pee so much during The Irishman, I missed all 2 lines of Anna Paquin. Seriously, why is it taking so long to tell the damn story? You're like seeing Connie from HR in the hallway. No, Connie, I don't want to hear about your dad's sciatica. Long movies, pay attention. This is going to be short. You burn. Airline safety announcements. You were the most pointless presentation since Connie in HR, after telling me about her dad's sciatica, told me we weren't allowed to have sex in the conference room. Again. I'm sorry. That was my stage note, sorry. Quit talking to us like we're children. You know my stance. If you don't know how to buckle out your seatbelt by this time, maybe we would all be better if you would just rocket out the window. Also, stop trying to make your announcements fun. If this plane's going down, the last thing I want to have to remember is your stupid rhyme. When the masks fall down, put your own on first, and then pray to God when the engines burst. Airline safety announcements. Pucker up. You burn. That's the wrong button. There we go. Pool parties. Uh-oh. That means it's time for our... well, hold on. Let me go back to my script here. Hold on. You guys know what that sound means. It's time for the speed round, the blaze. Shallow end. Let's call you what you are. A walk-in urinal. You blazed. This is hot tubs. This is super relaxing, except for the 9-year-old over in the corner humping the bubble jets. You blazed. Speedos. If I wanted to see a wiener in spandex, I'd go to... I'm sorry, let me try that all one more time. If I wanted to see a wiener in spandex, I'd go to Comic-Con. You blazed. Board shorts. Shorts, bitch, you pants. You blazed. Lifeguards. We need someone in charge of everyone's safety. How about a smart, excellent swimmer? Wait, I know. Bring me your sexiest dumbass. You blazed. Goggles. Oh, you can see me underwater? How many fingers am I holding up? You're blazed. Oh, no! That sound means not only are we out of time for not just the segment, but for the show. I know. It's depressing. But don't worry. That just means I have 100 more shows to go, and we can have another big episode. Let's be real, I'll probably do one at 50. But anyway, if you guys think there's something funny I should see and share on the show, be sure to send it to me. There's the show's email address. Follow me on Twitter with your hashtag #SmilePowerChallenge and on TikTok for behind-the-scenes looks, exclusive Taser Versus videos, and TikTok content. Also, before I forget, all of the killer murder mystery stuff will be announced next week. Or next episode, whenever I get that posted. Anyway, please comment, like, get the notifications, and click that subscribe button. Let's help less fortunate have a better Christmas this year and make me donate more money to Toys for Tots. Once again, before I do my little goodbye thing, I just want to say thank you guys so much. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I know every episode I only have about 8 viewers, but I don't care. That's 7 more than I thought I would ever have. Actually 8, because I even stopped watching every episode. I go back and watch them, but I don't watch them now. But thank you guys so much, especially for all the love when my mom passed away. Keep sending your things in. And once a season, like I said, I'm going to do a viewer emails, viewer submission editions. And be sure to tune in next week for our season finale. Can you believe it's that time already? It feels like 2 weeks ago I bitched about 7 more episodes. And then I was like, wait, it's just Murder Mystery Month, and then the 100th and goodbye. And here we are. 1 week away from the goodbye. Maybe I should just change that 0 to a 1 for next week. Anyway, so yeah, thank you guys all for watching, not just this episode, but my previous episodes and my future episodes. And if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be 99 shows. This wouldn't be 99 shows in the making. So, without further ado, thank you guys again so much for watching. Please stay safe, stay healthy, stop the hate. Mama, I love you. And until next week, everybody, that's all I'm saying.